Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Sword Art Online, but today we're going to be officially starting Sword Art Online Season 3, otherwise known as Sword Art Online Alicization. I think that's how you say that, right? Alicization. But of course, last time I checked out the Sword Art Online movie, Ordinal Scale, and well, not many people seem to be too interested in that one, but that's beside the point. The point is, I actually thought it was a pretty engaging film. Pretty enjoyable all throughout for the most part. I mean, yeah, the first half was a little whatever, but once we got into the second half of the movie, dang, it was actually pretty freaking good. At least as far as Sword Art Online is concerned, you know? I mean, yeah, it had some of that Sword Art Online logical leap type of stuff that goes on, but no more so than the rest of the series. In fact, some of the stuff that didn't make sense wasn't really a problem with the movie itself, more so with just the entire franchise after the first arc. Because, you know, you got tons of Sword Art Online players still, you know, using this, you know, VR nerve gear type stuff, despite the fact that they went through that horrible tragedy, but all the seasons have that problem. It wasn't even just specifically the movie that had to deal with that, it's just, for some reason, a logical thing that happens in the world of SAO. Although in this case, it actually kind of makes a little less sense just because you got Sword Art Online players playing this game where they're specifically fighting Sword Art Online monsters, so you'd think they'd be a little more adverse to that, but they seemed real ready to just charge right in. And other than that, the only thing that really didn't make much sense was the fact that Kirito managed to defeat a literal frickin' cyborg in combat, which, I mean, hey, he's the frickin' protagonist. We've gone over this. The guy has magical protag powers. It doesn't really need to make much sense, does it? To me, the grand highlight of the movie was that epic final battle against the final boss of Sword Art Online after all this time, the original actual final boss they never got to see. They gathered everybody up, put them in their original outfits, and threw down with that thing. You had the awesome shot with Asuna flying in there and taking that thing out. Honestly, it was eye candy, but some really effective eye candy, man. I actually do have a bit of a soft spot for rule of cool, action-y, you know, anime movies because I grew up watching the Dragon Ball Z ones. So I kind of have a built-in capacity to enjoy anime movies that are just really epic and well animated and have cool action. It doesn't need to be high-tier art in order to be entertaining, you know? The storytelling wasn't exactly peak or anything, but it was good enough to get by. And then of course we got the coveted Asuna nipple scene. Everyone big fans of that one, and I was wrong, it wasn't in theaters like I joked about. It was a Blu-ray exclusive scene, you know, just a nice little perk for those who are gonna shell out for it, but still, the fact that it was there, that is some peak fan service, and not in a good way. It makes a whole lot of sense that it wasn't in the theaters because you could literally cut out entirely and lose nothing, but hey, wouldn't be the first time. I guess I've just gotten used to some of the dumb things that Sword Art Online has done, that when this movie comes along and does only kind of stupid things, I just don't really notice it by comparison. But enough talking about the movie. I've said too much about that already. We've got to talk about Alicization. This is the beginning of the third season of Sword Art Online, and then there's like 2 more seasons just of Alicization itself, so like literally more than half of the entire series is Alicization. So that's kind of weird to think about. And by the way, before we begin, yes, it does say episodes 1 through 3 and not 1 through 4 in the title, and that's because the first episode is double length. And usually when I would do like a double length one, I would just do all 4, but I have been authorized by the one who commissioned this, Sal, to do just 3 if I didn't have time. And I don't have time. By the time this one's gonna be coming out, it'll be just barely in October, on time for the month it was supposed to be released, so I'll just do 5 and another one when I have more time. I'm gonna have an opportunity to get a bunch of commissions done really soon, so don't worry. Everything will be fine. So yeah, let's get into season 3. I have literally no idea what's going to happen in it. I've got nothing. After where we've been left off from the movie, and even at the end of season 2, the world has kind of opened up. I can't wait to see what kind of stupid nonsense pulls Kirito back into the fray again. Here we go. Ooh, a pretty butterfly. So yeah, these were the first 3 episodes of Sword Art Online Alicization. Okay, the name makes a lot more sense, I suppose, given it's about, it's Alice in Wonderland inspired. So, Alicization? Is that even a word? Is it just a made-up one describing the process of something becoming akin to Alice? And wait, if the rest of the series, as far as I know, is continuing off of Alicization, does that mean just the entire rest of the series just takes place in this world specifically? Is this one virtual reality really, ripe with that much potential for storytelling? They seem to think so. And if I may circle back to what I was saying before about how I thought it didn't make sense for there to be game mechanics involved in this putting dream world memories into people's heads, it does make sense, at least with the way they're doing it from a certain point of view, in that they're using a virtual world as a base point, as it would seem, like that, as a foundation. They've created this virtual world, and they're using that to insert the memories into people's heads, which is why it still needs, some game mechanics and code mumbo jumbo for them to do things. But because I guess it's still early in the technology, eventually they would probably be able to get to the point where they don't need to create a foundation like that. But for now, I guess it still works. And hey, it is still Sword Art Online, so it has to do the virtual reality game world type of thing. It's gotta do that, but do its own little spin on it, because apparently, according to Kirito, they've got artificial souls piloting the characters of this world. Okay then, and were there other test players besides just Kirito? We don't know, because it's just a really confusing mishmash of memory nonsense going on here, where not only was Kirito in the game world, he had no knowledge of the actual world, at least it didn't seem like he did. He never alluded that he might have. And then when he went back to the real world, he had no memories of even that. And then now he goes back in, and he does not have any memories of when he was in the game world the first time, but now instead has his memories of the real world. It's not exactly confusing, but it's complicated and weird. And now to talk about the thing that I haven't really mentioned too much, despite the fact that it's a pretty major plot point. Kirito got friggin' injected in the heart with the poison. Which is, a flashback right to Season 2 when the same thing nearly happened to him before. Where the only thing that saved him was just because he had the heart rate diode things. He had one of them still on his chest, and he just so happened to nail him right there, so he didn't die. But they made a point of informing us that he does not need the external ones anymore, because it would just be too much of a hassle to put them on and take them off every time. So instead, they went through the hassle of doing invasive surgery and implanting it into him permanently, which, I don't know. That sounds like it's too much of a hassle and not worth it, and it also, may have just gotten him killed. If he's dead, maybe he's in a coma, and this is the only, and they just put his brain into here while he's in the coma or something? I don't know. And then the guy who was fighting, he just got stabbed in the leg with an umbrella. Good aim from Kirito. The guy got you straight in the heart and you stabbed him in the leg. Oh boy. And what happened with poor Asuna after that? I mean, the guy had already used his shot, so it's not like he could inject her with it as well, but... Oh boy, was he just gonna inject Kirito and just limp away? I don't know, man. But yeah, one last sudden appearance from Laughing Coffin, the final Laughing Coffin, the last guy. And he just decided to play it smart and try to sneak attack Kirito in the real world rather than, trying to go about weird stuff in a game or something. And just jumped him when he didn't have anything to defend himself with other than a frickin' umbrella. And then he won. He took him out. I mean, he might not be dead. He's probably not dead, but he's obviously not doing too good. He got shot in the heart with a drug. a paralyzing kind. So yeah, there's a lot of mystery. I have no idea what's going on. Seriously, where we're at right now, I have no idea what's happening. We don't know where Kirito really is. We don't know the extent of the damage. We don't know what happened with Asuna. We don't know anything. We got nothing. Oh well, I guess that's something that's gonna have to be established. I mean, just this first part of Alicization, before even like the War of Underworld, whatever parts happened, there's 24 episodes. It's quite substantial. It's as long as the other seasons were. Okay, so for the beginning of Alicization, definitely some intriguing points to this. They're setting up some things. They've got this whole new world to explore, but don't know where they're gonna go with it. There's a lot of things they're setting up and foreshadowing to, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see. I don't have a lot to actually go on for this, despite the fact that even the first episode was double length. It's just that there's a lot getting set up. We'll have to see how they pay off on that. But yeah, I suppose that's gonna be it for now, guys. But thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. I'd appreciate it from the very bottom of my heart. But let me know what you thought of these first few episodes as well. Let me know if you're excited to check out the next few episodes with me. That'd be cool. I don't know which one of these I'm gonna end up doing the 5 episodes with. I'm gonna have to do that now. It was either that or do 4 here, and I can't do that. I seriously can't. I have to get up early to go to work, so I don't have time. Otherwise I would do it. I want to see where things are going with the frickin' goblins. How are they gonna fight them? They didn't seem armed. So unless they did bring the sword with them, but even then, swinging that heavy thing around, probably a little too unwieldy. Dang, gotta say, Kirito and Asuna were gonna move to America and then investigate some of that nerve gear tech that was going on in that area, because apparently it was more advanced than what was going on in Japan. Is there entirely separate American Sword Art Online-esque stories that are going on in tandem here? Probably not. I think all of the tragic stuff that was going on with that was mostly going down, you know, in Sword Art Online itself, in Japan. Who knows though? That could be a thing to do later. A spin-off. They seem fond of those. But anyway, I can't ramble on here forever, so like I said, genuinely hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to catch you next time, but till then, I will see you guys later.